Guys, it's me again, Deluded Gooner. Friday equals Q&A day, so let's crack on. Thank you for the questions. As usual, if I've forgotten, or if you've just missed out, or I've made this video and then you've told me about your question, I apologize. Just hit me up and tell me your question. I'll answer it on Sunday. Get in the comments if you've got a question. Hit me up on Snapchat. Get at me on all socials, man. Yeah. Deluded Gooner 04 and everything apart from Snapchat, which is the Gooner 04. Pretty damn convenient. But let's crack on, guys, man. I got you guys questions. The light finally let me show you the print and stuff like that. But yeah, let's crack on, man. First question. Someone asked me in my comments and it came up on my phone, but I cannot find the comment. I dropped too many vids. I cannot find the comment. I apologize, man. Shout out to you because I remember, man. You said you wanted Delight at Arsenal, the Ajax centre-half. Obviously, we're not going to get him. He admitted that as well. And a couple others. And you said you used to watch my thing all the way from down under Australia. Shout out to you, man. The time zone must be a madness. I forgot the username, like I said. But shout out to you. And your question was something like, can Ryan Sessegnon be the next Ashley Cole? Well, I'm a big fan. I don't like to predict these things with players. I like to document as they go across. But you'd like to think he's got every chance. And if he doesn't, and it's not a fault of his own, I'd be surprised if he doesn't go on to be a very quality player. I don't want to be throwing tags on him. He's just turned 17, basically, going on 18 soon. But he's scary, man. He's scary. He's got potential to be a winger or a left back. I personally think his future's at fullback, but he has a future at both. Those of you that seen him at England youth level have seen what he's on, man. The guy is crazily good to now. If you're a Fulham fan, I swear he got a hat-trick the other day. He's bagging goals. He's a 16-year-old. He's playing football. He's got the freedom in that role, obviously, because there's grown men in the Championship. They're not going to task him with defending too tough. That doesn't mean he doesn't have to track back. But yeah, he's enjoying his football. He's at a club in Fulham. They're letting him play football, man. Not too many kids at that age are getting to play football. And he's well on course to making over 100 appearances and more than that by the time he's 20. And when you look at some of the German talents, some of the great ones and mediocre around the 20 age mark, and a couple others of other countries, and you compare them to England, these players got like 100 appearances for their club or at some club level versus England. They ain't got that. Like, what I mean by that is, let's compare Ruben Loftus-Cheek. As good as he is, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, how many first team appearances does he have? He doesn't have the mad numbers. Or if we look at someone like Maya of Schalke, who's on the move, not comparing their abilities, but he's made over 100 appearances in the Bundesliga and for his club. Can't buy that experience, man. Can't buy that experience. He's got the world at his feet, man. He's got the world at his feet. I really hope he goes all the way, to be honest. But we don't know what's going to happen in his career. He's 17. You retire around 35 if you're lucky. So that's many years of pitfalls, of plots and twists. God forbid any injuries, manager disagreements, personal problems, whatever. But away from all of that, if it's just to look at it black and white, of course he can, man. But I'm stuck on that question for too long. I'm waffling now. Thank you, bro. At Tariq Amazing, shout out to him, man. Would you take Ross Barkley at Arsenal? Well, I think Ross Barkley's alright, but we've got too many of these unfinished projects and players that are not really consistent and these things like that, so I'm not really down for adding more of them to the ship. So, no. Thoughts on Lafont? Those of you who watch me on a regular basis know I always say Lafont. I like the Kepa. Is his name Kepa of Bilbao? But I like Lafont. Do I believe he's ready to take the Czech shirt at this current moment? No. I'd love to buy him and keep him in around the side and I think he's got a long way to develop physically, and I like the way he's playing for Toulouse. He's getting top flight experience. I've watched him at the under-20s and stuff like that for France. He's a crazy keeper, man. I just wouldn't want to put too much pressure on him at a top club in the Premier League at his age as a number one. But if you're good enough, you're old enough, I guess, and I would love him at the club, man. I think he's amazing. Not going to happen, but yeah. They call me Meek7. Do you play Football Manager and do you think it's valid in real life? Well, some clubs adopt it. Some players use it religiously. Basically, you're seeing with all the adding pro zone and all of these things, it's as realistic as it's going to get to being a professional footballer. It's definitely better than FIFA. Of course, I play that, bro. Got a little Arsenal save on 2018. Alexis ain't finna sign a new deal regardless. He said, come out and said in mind that he's going to leave on a free. I signed Fekir, I signed Siri. I've signed Manoles only because Renagli said no because we're not in the champs. To convince Alexis he's not on it. Ozil, we're going back and forth. Yeah, man, it looks like I'm going to have to sell both of them, to be honest with you. Yeah, but on the plus side, Lacazette's doing all right. 18 in the league. We're second in the league table, I believe, with a game in hand. So, yeah, man, it's looking all right, and I do believe it's a decent game, and I'll obviously play it. So, yeah. Red Lacazette's 9. Alexis / Mesut Ozil look happy here. Do you still think they will leave or sign new deals? I still think they're going to leave, bro. Of course, now we're winning games and they are running around more and stuff. There is a small chance they might just stay. I mean, a lot clearly resides on top four. In the unlikely event these guys stay, we have to get the top four, and they're clearly looking to see how that develops. Obviously, they're talking. Their representatives are obviously pimping them out to other clubs as I make this and as we speak. But yeah, I still think they would leave. Of course, with the way we're playing, maybe they're just tempted to stay and things. And of course, they look happy. But we've got to look at it on the most balanced and unbiased view. And we're fourth in the Premier League table. It's not a certainty we're going to get top four for as good as we might be playing. And if we was to go and carry this on and get top four, City, if we lose Alexis as an example, City are going to win the league, regardless of what Arsenal are doing. If you see there's their chance to join the league champions, you're going to be enticed by that. And it's going to be very hard to say no. Competitive wages at his age as well, which they can give him like it's nothing. Arsenal, we have to be a bit more frugal with our approach. Ozil, the same goes for Ozil. So I still think they leave at this present moment in time, but I hope to be wrong, like I've always said. Expat Guna asks, with all the additions at the club, he's talking in regards to the hierarchy, how long do you think before we see a change in faces at the board of directors? Well, we all know it's very much partnerships and friendships, no more so than Arsenal. With business and in them sort of roles, you normally get people you trust. So Kroenke and the other people, I'm not too sure if they're gonna insert any. I would love some footballing men on board, but I can't really see it, man. I can't really see them bringing in someone that's gonna pull people to account and things like that. We know how funny these board members are, so I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. To be honest with you, bro, this is as good as it's gonna get. So yeah. Biggs 2014, better yet, asks, have we turned the corner with these new additions? Following on from my man's Expat Guna's question, I wouldn't say we've turned the corner. It's a step in the right direction, but only results when we look at this a year or so from now and see our performance, if it's better than the transfer market or whatever, or scouting additions. Only time will tell. It's too early to say, bro, but so far so good, I guess. Killian asks, he's got a lot of questions, man. Should Santi Cazorla hang up his boots? Bro, I really, from a human point of view, I hope he plays football again. But he's got to be considering it. I'd say no. I still think he's got one more fight left in him, but it's not looking good. It's not looking like he plays here anymore. I don't think he's gonna play this season. I'd love to be wrong again. Santi, I really want to see him back on the pitch. I love him and I think he's underrated. But I can't see it, man. I'd probably go somewhere else and play football. His contract's up at the end of the season, so who knows, man. Very pessimistic because I do believe Arsenal are lying to us about his fitness. Where do you see... Wait, no, you didn't say where do you see. Where am I getting that? Do you see Jeff René's career going anywhere at Arsenal? Yeah, he's still got a lot of time. We've been a bit patient. He's dealing with a lot of injuries this season. I still believe in him and think he can do something for us. So, yeah, man. And you got another question. If you were Angel Gomez of Manchester United, where would you go on a free transfer in the summer? Now, assuming you're asking me if I'm Gomez and I've already decided I'm leaving, you can basically go to any top Premier League club, to be honest, but you got to look at where you're going to play football. I mean, you look at Jadon Sancho, he's went and got Dortmund. Maybe you go down that route because they paid a lot of money for him and they invested a lot of time in him and they're clearly a long-term plan. So maybe you go down that route if I'm him, to be honest. But at the same time, I'd sign and do at United if that's not what you're asking me. So, yeah. What do you think of Arsenal's Amachi? I hope I said his name correctly, especially his performance versus Spurs. Obviously, those who don't know, our under-18s, when we beat Spurs 2-0, they battered their Spurs counterparts in the youth side 6-0. Amachi's a very good player, man. Him and Trey Cole, the standouts, so they're guys that got the scholars. They've both been unfortunate with injuries, but I like them both, man. And he impressed me a lot. The first time I came across him, I think it was England versus Brazil at under-15 level for England. So, yeah, he's a player I like. At Devon asks, Prime Jogba or Prime Eto'o? I'm going with Eto'o. I love Jogba, but I'm going with Eto'o, man. And it pains me to say it because this guy cost me a dream and a movie that I could have lived in 06, but I'm going to go with Eto'o. VJ asks, non-football related, but what is your favourite movie? That's a good question. Paid in Full's got to be up there. Boys in Hood's got to be up there. Avatar's got to be there. Back in the days, of course, when I was a little kid, Toy Story. What else is there, man? There's some Soul Plane, Soul Food, New Jack City, Shutters. There's bear, man. I couldn't pick that, but just whatever I've said, just read them off and use them and insert whichever one you want to be my favourite, man. I can't pick one. That's a good question. I welcome more of them sort of questions. Dami asks, do you think Arsenal's defence can handle Rashford, Martial, Romelu Lukaku, obviously speaking in regards to Arsenal versus United on Saturday, it depends. If it's the same Arsenal back three that turn up against Spurs, that remained rigid against Burnley, then they have every chance. But the age-old question is, are we going to turn up? You're asking me for my prediction. I'm not normally confident. I don't believe there is any need to be overconfident. Some Arsenal fans are overconfident. What reason that is, I cannot see, because United are ahead of us in the table, and that's the same overconfidence that got the Spurs players beat against us. But if you was to ask me to bet with my heart, I'm saying 2-0 Arsenal. My brain, a point each, 1-1. So yeah. Recalls asks is, if you had to sell one, who would it be, Alexis or Ozil? Alexis Sanchez, I feel now at this moment in time, you're more likely for Ozil to sign a new deal. He could turn around and twang us and Alexis could sign a new deal, but I just think you're more likely to get a new deal out of Ozil. He seems more settled in London, seems to have more of an affinity to Arsenal than Alexis. He wants to be a winner and them things there. And he's made it clear he doesn't want to stay and he's not open to the prospect of staying. This is only what I see at face value. So I'd say sell Alexis, to be honest with you, if that's the question. Get my money and yeah. Tariq Amazing asks is, has Hector Bellerin developed / improved over the last 2 seasons? Well, yeah, not at the amount I wanted to see, admittedly, but he has. His improvement in end product is getting there slowly. If you look at him 2 seasons ago, he had a problem predicting danger, and he still does to a degree, but he had a problem covering his centre-half, for example. Now he covers it, to the point where at times he over-covers it. So he has improved. Not as much as we'd like to see in the footballing world, but he's improved for me. Can go up a long way. Most improved player in the Premier League so far, it's got to be Sterling / Stones. If you let me say Salah on the basis that the last time prior to Liverpool kicked a ball here, no one was rated him, you could say him. There's been a couple, to be honest. That's a good question. If I sat down, I'd probably say some more. Raheem Sterling, in case I didn't say him, of course, is probably the best example. You've got another question. Will this season's loan spell at Swansea benefit or hinder the progress of Renato Sanchez? Well, at the moment, it looks a stinker. It was heralded as great business for Swansea. He's having a stinker. On the short term, no, because he's fighting for his place for Portugal in the World Club squad. But in the long term, I mean, experience is good or bad, molds you as a footballer. It's a good time of his test mentally. He's away from home. He's away from everything. The first time people are really asking you questions in his career, is he really that good or is he just another overrated talent? Yeah, he will learn from this and it'll make him stronger. To be honest, you learn more from defeat than you do in victory. So I do back him to come through this stronger. And lastly, Mobe Guna asks, do you think Martinez still has a future? He's obviously speaking about our keeper. I guess so, but the club seem to rate him highly. But if it was up to me, I'd say no, because I'll be trying to sign a proper keeper. I suppose he could be back up, but yeah, you might as well, because I cannot see the club discarding him at this moment in time. I mean, I don't know for Ospina's contract business. I mean, hopefully we sign a keeper and Czech can have one last year and Martinez can be third choice. I'm pretty sure he counts as homegrown. So, I don't know, man. That's a good question. If I was manager, it'd have been long gone. Realistically, there'll be no future for him. But it's Arsenal, so who knows? Guys, thank you very much for the Q&A questions, man. It means a lot, but I got to get out of your hair. DG, I'm out.